Hello everyone and welcome to the Stormworks stream today. I normally only do these on my days off and only when I feel like it, but apparently my community has been asking me to do more Stormworks and working on the drugsub specifically. I don't know why. It's just, I was having trouble sleeping today and I checked my Discord and yeah, that's what people have been asking for some reason. So, I guess that's what we're doing. I still don't know why you guys let me get away with this. Alright, I think that is... Hello, Alan! Wow, you really are the first. Shoot. Alright, close some of my art projects, close that out, open up the game. Alright, let's load up my shed. Alright, I still... Now you have to communicate with me? What? What? I'm confused. Why is that a thing you're worried about? Because there's no one else? What? Okay. I don't fucking know. Okay. Alright, Alan. Alright. Alright, let's load up the drug sub, because that's what people were asking for. I do have a commission to build a plane that runs entirely off of steam power. It's kind of insane. I have no idea how I'm doing it. Alright. If I get the game, can I join? Not really. Not unless you want to work on, physics calculations and engineering diagrams. Okay, Wait, why can't I spawn this in? What the frick? Why is my creative mode... Wait, what the frick? Why? No, what? Oh, for crying out loud. Okay, I want the FJ Warner dock. Where are you? There you are. We're not doing career mode, we're doing custom mode. Enabled add-ons, we're turning all of this off. As much as I would love to simulate weather patterns and everything, I really don't need that right now. Event zombies, I forgot about that. Okay. Imagine being named Atris? I don't have to imagine. It is a fact that the majority of people in my life actually just refer to me as Atris. Alright. Hold up. Let's put on some happier music. And quieter music. Actually, I need to turn my thing down and this up. There we go. Okay, so if I recall correctly, this was the extent to which I had finished the submarine. So here we have the reactor, the control panel, the boiler assembly, and the steam piston assembly with its dynamos. And I think it was going to be electrically driven, but I'm not quite sure about that. No, that makes sense, actually. Having it be being electrically driven instead of it being, what's the word? Driven directly. Probably makes sense. In which case, I need to remove this, because while this is interesting, it is not required. And I can use up the size for, not just the size, but the weight for batteries. So how was your day, Alan? Get anything good done? I know you were having a bit of a rough morning, but I don't know what was going on with that. All I really know about it was you just sort of walked off after I was focused on something. Sad and depressed? Oh no! What happened? Just a wave of bleh. Hey. I had that just the other day. You were there for it. It happens from time to time, but the best thing that... Actually, I don't know. What flavor of depressed do you have? Is it the flavor of depressed where it's something that you did? Or is it the flavor of depressed where it's something you didn't do? Or maybe it's the flavor of depressed where it doesn't matter. I don't know. Both, you guess? Yeah, it happens pretty regularly. Oh. Oh, jeez. Huh. Alright, I don't know how much these batteries store, but they're going to have to be good enough. It's an absolutely massive battery backup now that I think about it. I don't know if it'll be worth it, though. I suppose we shall find out. Alright, final battery. And then we can remove batteries if it's a problem. All right. Unfortunately, at the moment, I don't know how to help, Alan. Perhaps if you describe the issue. DMs later? Alright, fair enough. Okay, I don't know how valuable that is, but we shall find out. Okay, I need to know if you can withstand the strain, and the only way I can actually do that is by doing tests, because the stuff in this, sorry, the documentation in this game is basically non-fricking existent. I don't know how much battery power these batteries hold, or how much these things generate, because there's no actual, like, definitive thing. What I can do, however, is grab a lever. You know, yeah, lever. We'll do a lever. Slap that there, grab the logic, grab the number, and throw it right there. Awesome! Alright, we'll spawn this in. Alright, so in this one we don't have infinite electric. Which was a mistake, because I forgot to do something. Okay. Rods inserted. I turn off infinite electric, which means that this should now be powered, sort of. Except I'm an idiot. Alright. And then you connect here, and you connect here. Lovely. Alright, now you connect to the front, please. Okay. Usually you do the electrics last. But I need to do testing because guess what? This game is freaking bonkers! I'm a huge fan of doing the setup where everything flows through one point, or having it segmented so that everything doesn't flow through one point. It hardly matters. Alright. Alright. Reactor control group goes in. Infinite electric is off. That's good. All the pumps are going. The electric storage is slowly ticking down. Why don't we make this interesting? And bollocks. Of course you require electricity to run. Okay, RPS is going. This thing is ticking down. However, the reactor should be kicking on soonish. The reactor will be kicking on soonish. I just need to figure out if we have positive reactor tilts or not. Okay, these things should be hitting boiling a lot sooner than I thought, but not soon enough. Shoot. Alright, it's hit it. These things are turning. We should have electrical generation. Its output is... Right, I forgot. It's pretty crazy. But the electrical charge is going up, and storage is going up. My apologies. And all of these... Oh, these all have the same value. Interesting. Okay. These are rotating at 19 RPS. I don't know if they need to go any higher. Well, we could find out if they can go any higher, but in the short run, this seems to be just fine. So we'll skip the long-term test because now we just need to get this underway. However, it doesn't seem to be generating enough electricity at the moment. So maybe there is a problem. I don't know. This setup seems to be, if I recall correctly, perfectly balanced. As all things should be. Alright. Let's see what we can do with scalars. Hello. Whoops, I need to do it the other way. Good grief. Alright, let's swap on Infinite Electric. Just so that I can see what the deal is with this. Alright, RPS should be well above 30. Yes. 122 RPS is pretty good, I think. So why don't we do a quick drop test real quick. We'll just save this to... all tests, confirm, exit. Woo! And of course, this is the submarine that we canonically use to move drugs for my Schedule 1 streams. Eventually, when we start doing international stuff. Hello, Cody Meep. Turn off all that. Current time. There we go. Bollocks! I forgot to do a thing. Oops. Okay. You, get rid of you, get rid of you. That one goes there, that one goes there. We'll hop in here for a sec and grab this specific pipe. Frickin' corner pipe. Because of course it's the corner pipe. And we'll delete you and swap you to this. And grab an intake. Spawn! Alright, let's see how this goes. How are you doing today, Cody Meat? Whoa! Answer! It does fantastic! Sort of. Okay, I kind of want to make a jet ski. Hang on. We're doing a little bit of a divergent thing to try and figure something out. Don't worry about it. Nope, we're not loading. Back out. New vehicle. Grab the fluid jet. Alright, erase that. Grab a motor. There it is. Small electric motor. Grab an intake. Sorry, sometimes I need to take on these little tiny projects. Spawn it! Okay, so now if I press W... Yep! Nope, can definitely make a Sea-Doo. And we are definitely going to do that. Because... holy cow, this looks hilarious. And hilariously fun. However, I don't understand how it syncs so fast. Anyways, let's delete this and neaten it up. So we know how we're doing this. Let's build the body. Drugsub? We are going to be doing drugsub, but right now I just wanted to get a little bit of engineering out of my system, just simple engineering. Right now we're building the drug skidoo. Because for the love of God, I just need to make something that works. I have a mighty need! How are you doing today, Jimbo? Good, can you show us the TTRPG game? I would love to. I don't have it protected yet, which is why I'm not showing it on stream. I can sort of talk about it. The premise is a space pirate fantasy sort of deal. And it operates off of failure rather than successes. So instead of keeping track of experience and the like, you quite often are keeping track of how you don't succeed. Which sounds really weird and bad until you think about it, but we'll see how you react to that information. Then I'll continue. Shite. But yeah, there is a reason why I am kind of cagey with this stuff, and it is all of the crap going on with AI and people getting their shite stolen. It's just a hell of a trip. Okay, so I need to seal this, I think. But yeah, I work on the project with Ken the Friend and a few other people who are remaining nameless right now because that is what they have asked. Right now, we are about 30% through the player's handbook, which we've called the Visitor's Guide. It is... When I say 30% through, I mean 30% through writing it, and then we need to put protections on it, and put art on it, and then ship it. But it'll be free on release. I just want credit. I really, that's like the only thing I ask, alright? It's the only thing. And wouldn't you know it, it's like the hardest thing to get. Let's get... a rudder? Control... there it is. Okay. Control fin is small. That will probably work a little bit better in the long run. Yeah. Okay, so there's our float. Let's drop it in, see if it floats. It floats a little bit too well. Okay, let's slim it down, I suppose. What? Chat got really quiet for some reason. Pirate tabletop RPG focusing on failure. It sounds like swashbuckling fun. That is the point. Well, actually, the point was to try and get you away from success-based thinking to failure-based thinking. So you're not thinking, oh no, I failed. It's, hey, I failed. I learned something. My character's progressing. So that you don't have people who are failure-adverse like you do in most modern-day situations. A little bit of psychology. We'll see if it actually pans out the way I hope it does. Alright. Reverse psychology? Well, not precisely. It's mostly just... in D&D, specifically D&D, you have... it's very much... it punishes failure. And I feel like that's the wrong thing to be teaching the players that you have. I don't know. It's my own personal theory, but I baked it into the system, and it actually works out pretty well because it creates a natural curve to difficulty, where you are never in a situation that is too difficult for you. Only varying levels of surmountable. Depending on how well you play. No. Man, this looks all wrong. Let's just go with the basic Sea-Doo shape. I say, as I realize that this thing is already extraordinarily ginormous for a Sea-Doo. But yeah, Project Jump is, while it is still in its infancy, proving to be quite an effective project to keep me on my not on my toes, but keep my brain functioning, as it were. Not that this project doesn't do that. Good grief. Is it going to be for mobile or PC? I don't think you've quite grasped the concept of tabletop. It's gonna be, book and paper. You play it in real life with the computer in your head. Though that being said, I will have digital elements to it. And whether or not we actually make a game, like an actual video game out of it, that is a completely different story. Depending on who picks it up and who's willing to work on it. Yes, like D&D. So the... I think what I'm planning on doing isn't that costly. What do you mean isn't that costly? It's more costly to make a video game. I'm not a coder. I'm a concepts and writing guy. And sure, it can be costly, but it's certainly less costly than, like I said, making a video game. Let's see. Plus, there's a huge market for TTRPGs right now, considering Hasbro's been ruining D&D for the last decade. Not decade, the last couple of years. They only recently acquired it. Don't know why I said decades. Alright. I suppose the only costly thing is the art, but we're not doing that just yet. I'm writing up all the rules and getting it codified, and then we're gonna be releasing it for free. What else are we doing with it? Technically making content for it. You own the content, I think is what we're going for. The idea being to encourage the community to make stuff for it, rather than, you know, do the thing that most shitty corporations are doing, where they say, "We own everything, even the stuff you create." Meh. Basically, just be the good guys. That's all you have to do, is just be the good guy. That's it. It's literally all you have to do in order to succeed in this day and age. It's ludicrous. They can be costly to manufacture. Well, thankfully, I'm not going to be manufacturing it. I'm going to digitally distribute it, which is going to cost pennies. And I don't have to do much with it. Just produce it. Saddle. There it is. Alright, the Sea-Doo is coming to fruition, sort of. Need some fairings? Yeah, I am working on that. Hello, Flint River Aquatics. Welcome. You are certainly a sight for odder eyes. Alright, let's erase this. There we go. How are you doing today, River Aquatics? Starting to look more like a speeder bike from Star Wars. If I'm being honest. Jet ski. Yes, jet ski. Like I said, I needed to take a break from this the submarine because, like, yeah, I'm working on it, but it's a submarine. It's kind of a pain in my arse. Guess I grab the wedge 1x4 to maximize space, and then grab the wedge 2x1. Okay, that's nice and shuttered. So now, if I drop this into the pool, what happens? It should be a little bit front light. Or it's gonna be extremely backlight. What the frick? Genuinely, what the hell? No, there's no openings where it would sink. Why is it doing that? Okay. Try the exact same thing, but with an inverted piece. And spawn. This is pissing me off. Put a pivot inside? Hello, Midnight Patty Paws! What do you mean a pivot? Center of buoyancy too far aft? It's perfectly balanced! It's the center of mass, maybe not the center of buoyancy. Is there a center of buoyancy thing? Hang on, center of mass. There is no center of buoyancy calculator. That'd be nice if there was. Damn. So, if I grab you and slap that there, and then spawn it, it's gonna be just as bad, isn't it? Floats to the surface. And then just does this weird rolling thing. I should probably override the weather and turn down everything so it's in optimum conditions. Okay, so I need more buoyancy in the front, oddly. Pivots give you more buoyancy. Really? Alright, we'll throw that in the nose and see what happens. On. Well, it was inside a closed space and it made the nose heavier. Odd. Okay, what else can I do to maximize? Oh, I could do a physics flutter. That might fix it. No, the back is still ultra light somehow. What the frick? Weight blocks? Yeah, sure, we can try that. Oh, yeah, maybe too much weight. Oh dear. Okay. Let's remove all of that and spawn it. It is still too back heavy. Well, no. I just wanted to make a Ski-Doo with an actual jet, fluid jet propulsor. Come on. The problem is if I make it a proper Ski-Doo with a fluid jet propulsor, it doesn't work. Simply because, the fluid jet is just way too damn big. Like, it's the size of a person. That did get it balanced, though, so very good idea, Flint. Right. What's really odd is it was balanced before this, and then I started using all these slant blocks, and now it's not. Very strange. I might be able to maximize it even more. Hang on. I don't know how internal volume calculations work in this game, but I've had a theory about it for a while where you can cheese it with slants to increase the theoretical limit, or the theoretical amount. Did that actually have an effect? I think it did. Damn, alright. The main problem is it's still pointing nose down. So I guess we need to double the weight in the back. But only double, we don't want to absolutely ruin it. Let's erase you. Grab you. Uh-huh. Grab you. Sorry, I'm doing some minor shaping stuff. Okay. Oh, so you just sank. Okay, that's a problem. What? Why did you just sink? Everything is sealed. Yeah, everything is sealed. There's no hole. Oh, no, there is a hole. Right there-ish. I mean, it's got a cool body shape, but... maybe if I just erase these, erase this, and... got rid of some of the buoyancy. Spawn? Maybe? How? How is that tiny air pocket in the back? What? Explain. What the shit? Like, this would cut a fine figure in the water, but for some reason... Okay, this has become more aggravating than the submarine, which means I'm going to be working on the submarine again. But let's just put some final finishing touches on this. Alright. That was my attempt at a sea-doo. Although, if I want this to look nice, I needed to get rid of that, grab this block here, swap it there, grab this inverse pyramid here, place that there, and then place this wedge right here. There, that is my attempt at making something look nice and functional. And it's got a massive amount of buoyancy right here, negligible in the back, but it still gets outclassed by whatever's in the back for some reason. I don't understand it. And the weight, the center of mass is right there, well behind the center of buoyancy. Like, what the frick? Alright. Well, I'm gonna save this as my Sea-Doo. And load my other project, which is a fully actualized nuclear submarine. Although it's not quite actualized yet. Most of what I have to do with this is forming and shaping, and I don't like doing that. It's such a pain in the arse. And then I have to do logic, which is the boring stuff. And I originally had it where the engines would be mechanically driven off of the these steam pistons. But instead I'm going to have the steam pistons turn generators, which then turn electrical motors. Not quite sure how to deal with that, though. Bollocks. So, Flint River Aquatics, what drove you to my stream, I wonder? Is it perhaps the fact that I said that I was creating a nuclear drug sub for Gustavo Festivar? Alright. Hello, Crypto DTGG. Wait, hang on. How many people are in my are in here right now? Like real people. I don't mean accounts. Me as well. Oh, okay. So that's possibly 2 people. I mean, it's practically overdone condenser system, though it does seem to work out. Oh, by the way, might want to take note. For some reason, putting these medium tanks in reduces the amount of it increases the spool up time, but it also increases the powers for some reason. I am real. Listen, your name is Crypto Dog or Crypto DTGG. Anyone with crypto in the name is automatically questionable. For legal reasons, that's a joke. Okay, so this thing isn't quite ready to take to the sea just yet, but I wanted to check something. which I can't do without it immediately taking off. So we shall do it here. Okay, so these still spool up to something like 120, which is pretty good. Although it looks like it's gonna go to 130? $128, 120, no, 128 probably is the limit. Do I get any information from this? Is only managing half an RPS to get that through. So if I added a second motor, I could probably double that. So how are you doing today, Crypto? It's been a day for bad days, apparently. Oh dear lord! Okay, that is a lot more power. $255 RPS. That is more than double the amount of power. So how many more electric engines do I need to add? Okay, let's just go with Omni Piping. The one downside that I can see to this is that I would far outstrip the amount of power that I can actually create with my nuclear generator down here. So that's something I'm going to have to look into. Hold up, they're adding submarines to War Thunder. Actually, why would they do that? Don't they already have torpedo boats? Alan, I already knew you were in chat. I don't understand why you keep saying that. Alright, we're at 1.5 RPS, which translates to approximately 385 RPS on the other side of our gearbox. I'm not even gonna dignify that, Alan. I mean, it's clever in its own way. But on YouTube, ew. Alright, 385 RPS. Let's save that to hull test. Confirm. Exit out. Let's go throw it in the water and see where it sticks. This is potentially one of the faster creations I've ever created, and it's a submarine. Well, it'll at least have all the thrust anyways. Well, it has gone rogue. It would probably do better if it wasn't dragging its ass. So why don't we fix that real quick? Nothing too fancy, just close off the holes, you know? Hello, Sisyphus Prime! Welcome! Yes, indeed, the drug submarine is something that I have been working on, and the concept is quite humorous. Hello, Elias! Welcome! Hello and welcome to stream, Elias. You are always welcome in the tavern. Alright, this is gonna be ugly as sin, but it works. I just need to know how fast it could potentially go. Okay, that is annoying and ear grating. Let's put on this. There we go. Unfortunately, it seems that goon jokes are the height of fashion at this point. That is to say, they are popular. Alright, so if I spawn this in, it should float. We have a floating body, everyone! Okay. Next step, let's throw a seat in there. Thank you for the subscription, Crypto DTGG. Can I just call you Crypto? I'm just gonna call you Crypto. I do not give a rat's arse. I mean, I do. I'm being I'm being a person right now. All right, let's hop in. If I can just get the, there we go. Okay. Well, she's no speedboat, but she's certainly the fastest submarine I've ever made. Hmm. Oh. I think I know why it's, having a bit of trouble. It's sucking the air out of the interior, because that's the intake to the engine. And it's... No! No! I'm suffocating myself! Negative 291 liters per second. Don't worry, this is quite the easy fix. An engineering failure. Yes, I am quite aware. Oh boy, am I aware. Alright. Let's grab you, and... Oh, it's not back to the drawing board. I just need to be a little more, thoughtful about how I do things. For example, routing it out to where there's water. Okay, now I just need an encased pipe. Cover that up. And then grab the straight pipe and some hook pipe. Okay. Now we can just spawn this in. Now it's not trying to sucker, just suck itself to death. There we go. Alright. Drop in. I think that's faster. When will Rick and Morty come back? That is next week. Schedule 1 is more of a thing that I run with friends on a week-by-week basis. Though next week, once we have everything sorted with automation, we will be doing the funny stuff where we pour gasoline into people's coffee. Although Ken is playing Schedule 1 right now, so I assume they're having fun with that. I could contact him and see if he wants to do an impromptu session if I wasn't utterly mentally exhausted right now. What confuses the piss out of me, though, is I have a perfectly shaped prow. Well, it's not perfectly shaped, but it's adequately shaped. And all the weight is in the back. This is all very heavy machinery. And yet the nose is still tipping downward. How in Poseidon's petrified... Can't say that. How in Poseidon's petrified peanuts... How does this make sense? Answer, it doesn't. I just realized that this fluid intake is still sapping oxygen. In fact... Oh, that's interesting. It's covering about a 55-ish degree deficit in intake. So I need more intakes. But while that is interesting, I still don't understand why, with less surface area up front and less equipment... Actually, I should probably find that out. Hang on. Where are we? Oh, Nice. We made decent time. It's not, you know, nothing to write home about. Would the flaps on the side of the ship be dragging the nose down? Flaps? Oh, fair enough. This hasn't been optimized as a proper nose, has it? That is very fair, but I don't think so. Not yet, really. Where, oh where, is the center of mass? Hmm? It's not far forward, but it's also not far enough back. Probably because I have all this bloody weight here. Hang on. Right, now if I spawn you in, what happens? You fucking sink. Bollocks. Alright, are you gonna behave now? Yes, yes you are. Now I'm gonna do something real quick. I'm going to eliminate the intake over here. It doesn't make sense. And then I'm going to add a... T-pipe real quick. And an angle pipe. And an intake. On it! Alright, let's see if the ride has improved a little bit. This thing was at 50 or 60 RPS. It's dropped to 45. Shit. And the nose is still dipping. How? Motherfucking how? Well, at least we're in sea trials. I can neaten things up, I suppose, but like... How? Wait. Oh, no. It's not just crooked up front. It's also, for some reason, listing. Why are you listing? You have more weight on the side that's listing than you do on the side that isn't. I'm sorry, you have more weight on the side that isn't whatever. The side that's lifted. That should not be. I think we are faster, though. Upside, I guess? And that is a headache. Oh, dear. All right. I just had a flashback to Malevolent Creek. I was not expecting that today. Hello, Sisyphus Prime. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. I'm not sure I can do Doom soundtrack on here because, well, movie executives. But it is possible. If it's sanctioned, if people are playing the game and it's not getting copywritten. Oh, okay, I have gotten rid of the primary, not but a good portion of the hull fragmentation. We shall see if it does anything. All in good time. What is this epic music we're hearing? It is called Helldivers, the Automaton. The Automaton Legion. However, I am going to cut it because we're doing cerebral stuff. Doesn't make sense. There we go. And this is from a game called Tooth and Tail. Dune Awakening is a game, but it might use licensed music. I can never tell anymore. For example, Spider-Man is a game, and yet it uses music that is copywritten by Sony because, well, it's a movie game. That's one of the key delineations, is when it's a movie game, throw all instructions out the window and question your reality. Just like I'm doing right now, because apparently I missed a spot, and now my shit's sinking. Oh, there's the hole. Okay. Okay, now, with the way that it sits, right, the nose is much lighter. See where it holds. Yes? The tip of it is above the water. The engines are below the center of mass, which means it shouldn't push the nose forward, right? Right. Probably. Might be something I'm not thinking of. Sorry for putting you through this. No, you're fine. Hey! Shit. Well, it is a submarine. It is supposed to take dives. I just wish it didn't take dives with such, alacrity. I'm being nice. It is decently quick, though. I will take comfort in that. World's okayest nuclear sub. Oh gosh, why am I so exhausted? It might be the soda. I did get some soda earlier in the week. Or maybe it's the dark gods that Alan has been worshipping recently, after he invited them into his life in Dredge. Oh, they don't like that. They don't like people making praying motions. Whatever. No! No, I will not fall asleep just yet. If I can help it. Wish I might not be able to because, oh my word, I'm going cross-eyed. Son of a bitch. Okay, genuinely, center of mass. Center of thrust. If I am not in line with it, I am below it. And somehow, in some random shape or form, my nose tips down. That should not be possible. Where's the drugs and the babes? Hey, listen. I have to design it and put it into use first. Right now, all we have is a throttle for the engines and a pretty looking hull, which isn't even complete. But the main problem right now is that I can't keep my eyes open. Oh my word. Blessed are the followers of the 50. Okay. Reach with hand outstretched to receive power. Wait, what? No. Coffee? I wish I had coffee. I do not have coffee. In fact, there's an astounding lack of coffee. And also, astounding lack of comfort. Because my gut just decided that it's going to do flip-flops. It's like having butterflies in your stomach, but for some reason, the butterflies are made of razor blades. Razor blade butterflies. Razor moths. They're an ancient fascist German experiment in long-term preservation. Oh, joy. Alan, what's up? Hey, at least it stuck better than the other one the other guy was doing. What do you mean make it stop? I can't make it stop. It's an idea. You're gonna have to use the inception device that you have. Alright. Enough of falling asleep on the job, Atris. Get up! Wake up! Just do something! Alright, the fact that that is the 4th time in like a minute that I've passed out, and then just didn't do anything, it needs to stop. So, I'm probably going to end stream here for a little bit. I say a little bit because I never know how long my naps are going to take. And I'm going to try and find this man. For whatever reason. Don't know why I'm telling you guys about... I'm telling you guys about a hypothetical situation where I'm collecting red threads of fate, shoving people aside so I can reach my target, learning the target, and then bringing up the air conditioning, the heater, the operations. Think about an operation. Okay. Yay. Alright, I'm gonna call it. Good grief. Like, I keep swapping realities and it's disorienting. I'm like sleep talking to you guys. It's not great. So, thank you for watching. You're slurring like you're drunk? Yeah, I'm sorry. I really, really didn't get much sleep. My sleep was disturbed many times, so that's probably why. In any case, I hope to see you next time, and hopefully by then I will have done something of note to the drugsub and sent it out for distribution in other nations, like the proper East India Trading Company that I am. Alright. You guys have a lovely, lovely evening. I am probably going to go collapse before I have to go to work in 5 hours. No, 6 hours? Because they told me that if I was early again, they would dock my pay and fire me. Alright. See you around, guys.